Ladies and gentlemen, it is the General. It is General Greene, of course. It is a beautiful day in Maui. Booyah. Like and share this video. We're going to do more nature walks later today, as I've been doing the last couple of days, showing you guys just beautiful sights. Full property tours, of course, of every single property that islandproject.com owns. In beautiful Kapalua Bay, also Kanapali, Waikiki, and now Deer Valley, Park City. We want to welcome aboard so many new amazing members as a part of our no bank debt portfolio of $33.5 million real estate, also being tokenized on a multi-billion-dollar blockchain. I may try to bring my dad on. He is super busy. He's on the phones pretty much 24/7 out of the day, especially now that Donald Trump is going all in crypto, which is massive, exciting news for all of our members. It confirms what we've been doing at a whole new level, how early that we've been. And you know, something Donald Trump really does understand is how to make money, where the profit centers are. He understands what real estate is. That's how he's built his empire. That's how Donald Trump became a billionaire along with his father, just like my father, Papa John, and myself, and our amazing members from around the world. Now, it's interesting. Friend Laura Loomer, who I've been red pilling actually for a very long time about crypto and Bitcoin. You know, we come from the same circles. She's very in your face. She's basically one of Donald Trump's top advisors. I've been schooling her, and it's awesome to see Trump fully turn around positively on crypto because it obviously worked. And I'm sure I'm not the only one, but the people that have been talking in Trump's ear, telling him about Bitcoin, telling him about the future of tokenized real estate, telling him about the future of this technology, how it helps his campaign, that it's actually a political issue, how it's transforming the banking system is so huge. I don't think Donald Trump's come across an opportunity like his son Eric Trump said. He's all in crypto, all freaking in, probably since they were buying on the dip in Manhattan and making those moves, which really built the Trump empire as it is today. You can see Laura Loomer here. She's a badass. I mean, she is in your face. She will call you out, folks. You can see her official account. And of course, we've known each other and we follow each other. She's been following me for years, along with many other figures. So all of that hard work has finally paid off. And it's extremely exciting because, of course, as we've built the project, islandproject.com, we have carefully crafted our business strategy around building the physical asset base before the tokenization. So I want you to keep this in mind. There's a lot of projects that have come to the market, but they come to the market first without a product. Now, we've gone through crazy labor pains, and you see how dedicated I am along with my team and all of our membership and my father on a daily basis. But it was always more important to me that our foundation was built on rock. See, when we launch an investment opportunity like islandproject.com, I would not launch anything but if it was a guarantee, which is what islandproject.com is, because the physical asset base has already been acquired. So let's talk about a couple of the properties. So we own a 5-acre farm out here in beautiful West Side, Kapalua area, Maui. Massive, dramatic ocean views. 3 homes, 2 are already built. Beautiful ohanas. In addition to that, the total property itself, 5 acres. The main house, which is in development now, which I'll be bringing all these specs to the members through our private newsletter. One of the benefits, again, being a part of the project, is a 10,000 square foot total under roof, in addition to all the lanais. Okay, so the main house is going to be about 56, just pushing 6,000 feet, 2 stories, dramatic ocean views and mountain views. Best location. In fact, we scored so bigly, so crazily, that the only thing my father and I and our members, quite frankly, could do, honestly, after that, was just get on our knees and honestly thank God. Like, I knew, especially after my brother's death, when he passed, the next thing God gave me in all of his glory and our members was that opportunity, which is flagship one. So we've got these massive, huge flagships in various locations. The first flagship, of course, of the Founders Round is here in Maui. You've seen some of those testimonials roll out in recent days. We've got a lot more coming. Now, in addition to that, we own property and we own certain condominiums that produce cash flows. One of them is in Waikiki. It's beachfront, right in front of the Duke statue. For those of you that know, Oahu, booyah. Not only is it the best surf in the world, best beaches in the world. If you're a surfer, man, you got the best waves ever coming in. Like, it is no joke. It always blows my mind that God created that. No wonder it got built up so much and turned into a major city, because like, there's never been a time there hasn't been surf rolling through. They're the perfect long waves to longboard. We have a beautiful condo. It is a 2-bedroom. It sleeps 7, massive king-size bed, beautiful panoramic ocean views from Diamond Head, which is really rare. And then it goes 360 all the way down to the Royal Hawaiian, the Pink Hotel, and you can just see above the Hilton right there, the fireworks that pop off every Friday night. So that's our place in Waikiki, booyah. In addition to that, we own a beachfront condo in Kapalua, which, by the way, I have a member staying at right now. God bless you, sister. What an honor to have you at the property. By the way, the next person to come in with $100K, 100 grand into the project, into a no bank debt, guaranteed pre-tokenized investment, which you become an owner directly of the $33.5 million with true ownership. No downside at all. You've got to read my terms and disclaimers. It's not financial advice. I got to say that. No downside, because we have no debt. Instantly, I'm going to chat with my father. We're going to put you up in Kapalua. We're going to put you up. We're going to comp it for the next person that comes in with $100K, but it's got to be a new member, and it's got to be today. So links below at islandproject.com. Call my dad right now. I'll be giving him a call in a few minutes, but make sure you've got your app in at islandproject.com on the website. Do it now. Fill out that 5-minute app. The next person to fund 100 grand, you can only do it at islandproject.com. Let me just show you how to do this. So here's the website, islandproject.com. There's a little button here, and a button here says buy now. This is how you fund. You click that, okay? Once you click that, it goes to our private portal. This is Isle Chain Holdings, LLC. It's the management company that manages all these properties. Of course, we pay taxes and insurance. We run all the rents. Our properties are rented out on a regular basis in vacation zones, and also our flagships as long-term investments. You fill this out. You need to fill out, okay, to enter that opportunity, at least 100 units, and you go through all the questions to the best of your ability. You don't have to answer it perfectly. We have to ask this as a part of regulations, okay? So we've got to do that, and it's the right thing to do. Just fill it out, answer to the best of your ability. If you have any questions, call my dad at 808-442-2934. You can fund right now at islandproject.com. Crypto, Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, which has been pumping up 9% yesterday. XRP Army, shout out to you. Also, ACH, direct bank-to-bank wire. And if you're rolling over a retirement account, okay, then you'll talk to my dad on that, and he'll put you in touch with our third-party approved providers. But you can only work with my father, Papa John Greene, okay? So we have our amazing Kapalua condo, beachfront. It's on one of the most beautiful beaches, and it's within walking distance from not just the major Kapalua golf course. You can walk right to it. There's a shuttle that takes you anywhere. All of our properties are populated with Rent Maui Jeeps, which have now gone all private just for members. So every single property has a loaded 4x4 lifted truck, brand new Jeep Gladiator. Each of them go for about 70, 80K a pop. Okay, I started that business a long time ago. It's a separate business, but it's one of the benefits that our islandproject.com members is because you have dedicated rides. So that you've got this private ecosystem. Limousine picks you up at the airport, no matter what location you hit. Black Ops, okay, a big Cadillac Escalade, my boys pick you up, my transportation company. They pick you up, they've got a sign holding there that says your name. You know, Mr. Smith, Mr. Pitt, The Pitts are some of my biggest investors. The Guards, there's someone with the signs. There's an island project. You get in, they help you with your bags. Black Ops, tinted, brand new, 2024, 25, Cadillac Escalade Suburban ESVs, drop you off Jeff Bezos style to the Maui Boo Ranch. Okay, so you come any property, all loaded, locked and freaking loaded. Ladies and gentlemen, loaded. You understand what I'm saying? Now, so we got the Kapalua Bay, which has some great surfing over there. It's surrounded by 3 epic beaches, which I'll probably walk around in a nature walk later today. You've got Napili Bay, which is actually one of my favorite beaches. You've got the beach right in front of the 5-star Montage. Average condos there go for like 5 to 10 million plus. Some of their penthouses are listed for above $15 million for a condo. What crazy location. Our condo's right there. In addition to that, you're also surrounded by a semi-private, there's no private beaches here in Maui, but it's semi-private. A lot of people don't know about it, right in front of our place. And then in addition to that, there's DT Fleming's, which is on the side of the Ritz-Carlton. So you've got 4 beaches. Now, in addition to that, our property portfolio of 10 to 12 homes, soon to be tokenized and internationalized, has just included a slam freaking dunk. All glory to Jesus Christ. Here, I'll show you a picture of this real quick. Out in Park City, freaking booyah. We are at Deer Valley. It's a ski in and ski out ski lodge. We paid exactly $5.95 million for this place. And basically, you just kind of drink hottie toddies. You know, when you're going out with your kids or whatever, they got their skis all ready for you. So the full-time staff, you have a concierge and a butler. All my members do. The butler comes, puts on, gives you a cup of coffee, right? Sprays a freaking little bit of Irish cream on it. Your boots are already toasty when you're getting in this winter. You slide your feet in, okay? They even help you get out of your chair. That much service. And then they push you out and you're right on the mountain. And then you ride into the trails of Park City because our place is right on the freaking mountain, ladies and gentlemen. And now they're opening up triple the size of Park City. They're putting in a 4 Seasons and they have an entirely new development going down. We already have an appraised value here. Let me show you the picture because I promised I would do that. Our appraised value on this property has already skyrocketed to $6.25 million since we purchased it, which was just a couple months ago. Because the hyperinflation, I know it's terrible. This is why I tell you to buy the project, because you might as well participate in skyrocketing hyperinflation, and you should be getting rich ahead of Donald Trump's announcement of his major all-in move to crypto, which only guarantees record profits, of course, for all of our members who have been in early, well in advance, that have already built and own the physical product and project itself. So for more information here, you can see here's an image of the lodge right here. And if you want the property details, we don't release it all to the public for operational security reasons. I'm sure you can understand that. But my dad can list all of the details at 808-442-2934. Everything you need to know. Square footage, how many bedrooms, how many Toto toilets will clean your behind. There's buttons you can press in these places, and it sprays you. I mean, first class all the way. Again, I'm getting older. So, I own Lambos, I own supercars, I own Ferraris, I own 13 Jeeps. We own $33.5 million worth of real estate, but I've actually been enjoying toilets almost more than Lamborghinis and my yellow Ferrari, just because it's first class. And I'm serious about this. I don't understand why Americans aren't all over Japanese toiletries. Like, seriously, I no joke. I'm willing to spend $100,000 for the right toilet. One that talks to me, one that's got a seat that's just toasty warm. So immediately when I wake up, I can grab my cup of coffee, sit right down, slide into luxury. Okay, it's got little, nozzles, spraying controls, custom settings. I can, fixate it on a particular angle, increase speed, percolation, pulsation, and also strength and warmth of the water. I'm serious about this. I love toilets. Like, this is one thing Tokyo, Japan has dialed in. I've been super impressed with is all their appliances, and we're having a little bit of fun, but I'm actually being serious. So for all of these host of details, you've got to call Papa John at 808-442-2934, and let's talk about what Trump is doing and why this brings enormous value to our project and how this only pushes out mainstream adoption in a significant way. See if I can yell at some family members over there. Austin, can you help me for a second? Austin. I don't know if he can hear me. I need my computer here. That's okay. I think he's studying right now. We homeschool all of our kids. All my kids basically do all their homeschooling. They're almost in advanced high school math now, all my kids. I've got a lot of kids. I'm repopulating the earth because that's what God said. Just keep populating. But all of them are like high school math. Austin's a genius in chess, mathematics, programming, actually, languages. And then what they do is I coach them on entrepreneurship and I teach them how to make money all day long. That's all I do. And I've told them that they can go to college if they want that experience. But, I've been upfront with them that college won't teach them or make them rich. Entrepreneurship will, crypto, and of course, understanding how to make money is the secret to business and life and success. And not only that, living your dream and your passion, I think a lot of you probably discount that, but, every member that's onboarded my project, and we've deployed almost $18 million of the 33.5 because we're DCAing the project purchases, right? A lot of you need to understand too that the competition is fierce. My father and I, we'll bring him on here in a minute, Papa John, Diamond Nut Sr., we fight for every property we buy because we are competing with BlackRock, State Street, and Vanguard. You see, those companies are buying all the single-family homes in America right now. They've got endless amounts of capital. So to find the right properties is actually extremely difficult. I want you to understand that. And I've given this point before, but our Park City, Deer Valley Booyah condo, and the rest of our properties, we have completely fought over. So the Lodge out in Park City was the only listing, I've mentioned this before, that has even been listed available for sale in years. So you couldn't even buy it if you tried. There's no available inventory at all. And the only other piece of real estate that was available in the community, that is the golden child. It's the Bel Air. It's like where Elon Musk has property and that stuff. Like, I only buy where I can smell Jeff Bezos and others. We only buy at islandproject.com in the best location where I can smell the second richest man, Larry Ellison, over in Lanai. If I can't smell these oligarchs, we don't buy. We buy in the sure thing, just like Malibu is a sure thing. Maui Booyah is a sure thing. And Deer Valley Booyah is a sure thing. So let me explain and give some details about Trump's new, I think it's called like World Liberty Fi or something. Now, again, this is a massive turnaround because, of course, Donald Trump called Bitcoin a scam his entire presidency. But he's now flipped. Again, I've been peppering Laura Loomer and all these people and the whole Trump admin for years. We all know each other. I helped elect Donald Trump in 2020, for those of you who don't know. I call him out on that thing all the time. I'm real. I keep it real, very real with you guys. But I elected Trump in 2020. I think most of you know that. I helped put him in power. I've disagreed with some of his moves, but we know everybody. I've been peppering Loomer and others for several years now, all kinds of crypto-related knowledge. I've been orange pilling her for years now. So Trump's finally come around, along with his kids, and next week he will be announcing World Liberty Fi which he just put out a video. His son, Eric Trump, says they're now officially all in crypto. It's going to help pump all of our members' bags, of course. Yeah, we're a Liberty Fi. I can't play the video for, it'll be checked or whatnot. But there's Trump at Real Donald Trump saying, hey, I'm all in crypto. He was wrong. He changed his mind. Bitcoin isn't a scam. Christopher Greene was right all along. And of course, my father was right and all of our members are right. And now we're profiting immensely from it, which is why, guys, it's not too late. It's mind-blowing. It's not too late, but it will be soon to onboard the digital Noah's Ark. It's not too late to execute your first 30 units now. Again, and the first one to come in with 100 units today. I'm going to set you up. Talk to my father about this. We're going to get you comped for a week. Okay? No expenses. Over here in Kapalua, where you can just basically, honestly, go sun yourself, surf, enjoy the waves. I'll even meet up with you. We'll have a Mai Tai or something like that. We'll chill out, and you'll get to network with Christopher Greene and Papa John. First person that comes in with 100K. By the way, maybe my dad can speak to this. I will call him in a minute, but we've had several dozen new members on board. I've been listing a lot of names. We had a lot more names come in the last 2 days. We've raised several million dollars just in the last couple days on the Trump news. In fact, the common theme has been, Christopher, I had waited and I was hesitating, but now that Donald Trump's all in, I realize you were right all along, just like your Bitcoin predictions and your advice, just like you were with social media and e-commerce. I realize that you and your father are the #1 team in the world. You're the smartest people I know. When it comes to tokenized real estate, I'm all in, Christopher. I'm all freaking in. And I salute you. I salute you, ladies and gentlemen. We profit from being early, from being the early birds, cheap in our way, building and putting in the work, just like that little piggy, that built his house out of stone. My father and I, we've been building, biddling, and they will come, the digital Noah's Ark, for going on 2 years now. So, what is World Liberty Fi? They have not disclosed all of it, but the general, with his contacts, is going to tell you a little bit. I won't reveal all. I'm going to let the Trump administration do it. I'll only say what I could say publicly, in all fairness, in full disclosure there. But from what they've said, okay, it's going to have something to do with opening up alternatives to these too big to fail criminal banks, which I just love. And there's tons of opportunity here. So it's going to be some kind of payment network, some kind of alternative that's going to utilize capital for all of you tuning in a decentralized fashion, that's going to open it up to all the censored Christian conservatives, Republicans that have been constantly under attack, that have been monetarily destroyed by the deep state, something Donald Trump knows all too about and is all too familiar with through everything we've seen with lawfare and direct attacks and companies like PayPal shuttering Christian conservative accounts in recent years, destroying businesses. We saw this during the lockdown. So Trump's coming to market with the full breadth of Trumpism. Now, I want you to think about how powerful this is. It's going to onboard millions, if not billions, of new people that once thought Bitcoin was a scam. But now, because of the general, I've been peppering Laura Loomer and others. And of course, I've been peppering all you babies out there, you baby, diamond nuts out there. I've been peppering you with the truth for such a long time. Such a long time that now it's gone full circle. Now we're going mainstream and we've all got our surfboards out. Now, I do believe at some point, Trump and his whole team will start moving in to real estate as well. And I want you to understand this, why what we've done. Number one, there's no competition. Nobody can build what we've built. Nobody has the digital Noah's Ark but us. Nobody has our proprietary intellectual property and technology like the islandproject.com. Again, what we have done is so unique. Multiple flagships, no bank debt, exclusivity at the best beach and oceanfront homes, of which we have a strategic generational advantage. Just like Trump has an advantage in Manhattan, my father and I, Bitcoin billionaires, along with all of my members, have a strategic advantage in Maui and Oahu. We have 3 generations out here. My late grandfather, a badass, always wore a gold Rolex like I do. He used to drive a purple Thunderbird. He'd be smoking a cigarette, playing golf. He was amazing. Entrepreneur, diamond nutter, came out of the Great Depression. His dad died when he was really young. He was never given any money. He was the definition of poor. He actually used to sell fruit on the corner, at a literal street corner. No joke. Broke. And then he built a food manufacturing plant after he got the idea. Him and his brothers were flipping burgers for, like whatever they made an hour. He started making relishes and dressings and all kinds of condiments. They started going door to door. See, this is the badassness of the Greene family. This is what we do. That's why I'm the general here. My dad, Papa John, Diamond Nut Sr., started knocking on doors. Anyways, long story short, my grandfather built that company. And my dad took it 1,000x from where he left it. Well, we built that company into a multi-million-dollar enterprise with hundreds of employees, and went so big that Heinz later bought us out with a private equity buyout that actually went 2 times. So like my father sold when he was like 44 or something like that, maybe a little bit younger. They bought him out and my family to a private equity firm. And then the equity firm then went and sold it. So it was kind of like a double merger and acquisition and then became part of Heinz. For those of you that don't know, if you go to the #1 burger shop, in my opinion, in the world, In-N-Out, In-N-Out, baby? Like every time I'm in Phoenix, it's like, just eating. I get my double-double, okay? The double-double. I tell them I want onions. I want pickles, baby. I want pickles. Sometimes if I'm feeling a little crazy, I go animal style and I have it make it for me. But for those of you that don't know, those pickles, it's later been consolidated, of course, into Heinz. But those are Greene Boys pickles. So when you're eating a pickle, know the history that the pickle you're eating is Greene Boys Foods. That's actually how my dad got his start. Pretty amazing, right? We actually serviced all kinds of companies and grocery stores under private label. So you wouldn't see our brand, but it was all private labeled in major grocery chains across the country. We also serviced, I don't even know if I've ever told this story before, but we serviced, for example, venues like the Anaheim Angels. All the condiments, you're squirting out, like your girlfriend's squirting out the relish or the mustard or whatever, or the mayo. We made a lot of mayo, indistinguishable from, like, we would do taste tests, like with Best Foods and Kraft, and ours was always better. So we sold there too. And we sold, completely in a lot of different areas. Another, I guess, fact too, you guys maybe didn't know, we did the barbecue sauce at the time for the bacon Western cheeseburger at Hardee's, which was always my favorite burger. I try not to eat them all the time, because, you got to, maintain your health here as the general. But the bacon Western at Hardee's and Carl's Jr., that barbecue sauce, Greene Boys. Little history of the Papa John Diamond Nuts. I'm just kind of, giving you that today. But here's my point. We're a 3-generation here in Maui, Oahu, Waikiki, and the beautiful Hawaii Islands. Okay, so we have a strategic advantage in all the real estate that we own. Everything that we've done for our members, okay? Just like in Trump fashion. Man, he knows Manhattan better than anyone. His father built a great company. Trump did even better with it. He blew past expectations. He went on to go make billions of dollars. He's now quite literally one of the most important people in history. Statues will be built. And MAGA and Donald Trump's name will be known in infamy for multiple generations, not just a few. Let's see if I can bring Papa John here on. Maybe he can share part of his vision and our vision for some of the amazing things we've been doing with Island Project right now. I might be on the phone, so no guarantee he's going to pick up. And if he doesn't...
Yeah, hey, Tony, good morning.
Yeah, hey, Papa John. I love you, Pops. Hey, I'm putting you on the spot here because I'm doing a live stream. And
okay, well, no problem.
Yeah, I've been sharing with the audience here just the incredible announcement of the Trump campaign, and his host of companies are now moving all into crypto. As you know, something that we knew would happen eventually as people started to move in. His son just posted a tweet earlier, said they're all in crypto, and they're making a huge announcement for their company next week. Now, they haven't released all the details, but I've been sharing with the audience how this is just massive news, and it's incredible because it validates what we've been working so hard with islandproject.com. And I just wanted you to kind of share. I thought we talked about this yesterday privately. Let's share a little bit of our vision, and some of the roadmap with the audience here as we're posturing and positioning, of course, for tokenization. We've put in incredible hard work since 2 years ago, right? We launched July 4th, our Declaration of Independence, basically the new 13 colonies of the digital Noah's Ark. We've since deployed tens of millions of dollars into the best asset class in the world, diversified, and then other areas too. Maybe just share the great success of our members. We've got some opportunities coming too with raffles. And also too, I announced that the next person to come in with 100 grand today, but it's gotta be today. We're gonna hook them up with the stay out in Kaanapali at our world-class beachfront condo. So welcome, Papa John. We just wanna hear your thoughts from your perspective. I was also given some history of just some old school family insight, where you came from with some of your business enterprises with Green Boys Foods, et cetera. Pretty darn cool, and pleasure to have you on, Dad. How you doing, man, this beautiful Friday?
Well, I'm doing great, Chris. It's good to hear from you. I think as far as the Trump thing goes, that really just validates your vision, what you've been talking about for quite a few years now, and it really validates what we're doing with the Island Project. Although what we're doing is entirely unique, nobody is doing what we're doing anywhere in the world. With our concept of raising the capital off the platform, deploying it into actual beautiful portfolios with marquee type properties, but really kind of doing it in a boutique way. So, what we're doing it's just really unique, and it's special. And the fact that we have right now about 330 or so like-minded investors all over the world is really something special. And I think it's important for our investors to know, and anybody that may be thinking about coming on board, the minimum that you get when you make an investment in the Island Project is you're buying a fractional piece of this beautiful 10 to 12 property portfolio that we're putting together. The brand that we're building, the business plan that we're putting in place, that's at the bare minimum that you're getting as an investor. But the vision we have and what we've been able to see is that, especially now, we actually see, and it could be more, but it looks like it's $1 billion addressable market for what we're doing. So really, really, really special.
Yeah, all glory to God on that. And we've had, just amazing onboards here just within the last, week or two. We've seen so many people come on, see the vision. And one of the common themes, at least the feedback I've gotten, is I've had at least a dozen people that have told me, Christopher, following for years, I had my finger on the trigger. They filled out apps and they said, it was just confirmation seeing this on CNBC, seeing, the mainstream now go full adoption mode. BlackRock's now selling Bitcoin. There was a major announcement too that XRP, for example, the third largest crypto in the world, is somewhere in that ballpark right now, kind of moves day to day, just announced a new trust that will be selling on Wall Street. And now, with kind of the nail in the coffin, just totally validating everything, Donald Trump finally going all in. And I find it really interesting because I was talking with this to you yesterday, Dad. I was a little tired after working all day, but I've been peppering the Trump administration for years now. So like Laura Loomer, for example, which, we go back to the 2020 election. Of course, my platform helped legitimately elect Donald Trump into the presidency on the first round. I've been peppering her with, hey, you need to orange pill Trump. Crypto's the future. Bitcoin is the future. I've been peppering about all this stuff. And so obviously it's worked. And that is an incredible thing. And I'm so stoked to see everybody move in and also just create more liberty and freedom for the average person. This is an important concept to understand. What we've built has democratized access to the best real estate in the world that you normally couldn't afford and couldn't own. We have opened up the gates to all people tuning in that want to own the best property, the best beachfront, the best multi-million-dollar home, the best compounds in Maui and Oahu, the best condos, the best ski lodges. For the first time, you can own this stuff, touch it, get all the benefits of true ownership, capital gains, income distributions, an incredible economy, a community, and the tokenization, which of course we're posturing for this as we close out the end of 24 and 25. Maybe you could even just do a shout out for some of the new members. We've got one of our beautiful members in Kapalua right now.
Well, look, and by the way, I'm going to do that. By the way, hey, Christopher, you've done a great job. The vision that you had for the Island Project and that we've been able to kind of mold and fashion together. I mean, it's really coming to life. So I can't stress enough too that all of our investor members, they need to come out, they need to visit the properties, they need to actually reach out, touch, and feel a good part of this portfolio that we've already put together. And just so your investors and new people tuning in, we know how big we had a pretty good idea of how big the opportunity was going to be, but just based on what we've done now, all the traffic we've had to the website, all the traffic around our secure investor portal, Dealmaker, we now know the opportunity is probably bigger than we even thought it was going to be. So
yeah,
really a great thing. We've got, as far as investors go, I want to give a shout out to Alma. Alma's out staying at the Kapalua Bay Villa property in beautiful Maui. Right after Alma finishes up, we have Mario and his family that are going to head out and stay at the Kapalua Bay Villa unit. We've got a number of investors that are going to be trafficking in here to our Waikiki Beach Shower unit. So we're getting a lot of traffic through the properties, and we want all you people, when you're at the properties, if you have a chance, I want to be able to meet with you, and if you're lucky, sometimes we can get Christopher involved. But at the very least, if you can make us a little video, give us a little testimonial, we want to do a lot of that this year. I want to give a special shout out to Corey Cowan, who has just continued to invest, and he's moved through the first tier level to the second tier level, and he kind of blew past that. So Corey, God bless you. Thank you for believing in what we're doing.
Yeah, God bless you, Corey. Explain that too. What do you get as an investor? You come in and onboard, and I already see apps populating on my other phone over here, which I can see. What do you get when you onboard with $100,000 today at islandproject.com? What are you joining? What do you become a part of? Just explain the basics of the investment for those that maybe haven't heard it before.
Okay, sure. Well, look, number one, you're buying true fractional ownership. You're really buying a piece of the rock of this beautiful Island Project portfolio that we're creating. And it's a $33.5 million capital raise. We can't raise any more than that. So you always know what your minimum fractional ownership is. And, at the very least, when you make this investment, if you look at it as a longer term investment, we're gonna take that $33.5 million capital raise that we're using to build out the Island Project founders around our first concept, our proof of concept, and at the very least, gang, we're going to turn that into what we think is going to be $100 million portfolio 10 years from now.
Yeah.
So at the very least, that's how I want the investor community to look at what we're doing. But we're gonna marry that whole portfolio, the Island Project brand, our concept, our business plan, our great investor community. We're going to marry that with the future tokenization of all of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you do a great. Yeah, you do a great job. I'll let you continue, but you do a great job explaining to our members and our investors that look, the way we've designed the 33.5 million is, a win-win regardless. Like the core asset, which has no bank debt, which is physical property of the best diversified portfolio in the world, that in and of itself, even without tokenization, is a multi-$100 million entity on its own. Married with tokenization, as you said in your own words, is a multi-billion-dollar marketplace just for our project, even by itself. I mean, there's trillions of dollars worth of real estate opportunity out there. But it puts into perspective that not only does our traditional investor get true ownership, which is extremely rare to think about, that you have true 100% equity rights, which includes all the capital gains moving into the future. That includes liquidity. Talk to my father about that. That includes income, which is not our primary mission statement, but what is a benefit, and future tokenization, and because we think it's cool, our ecosystem with some use. So explain tiers, because our members that are in various tiers, such as, all the way from 30 minimum to 150, 250, 500, and our top tier, Diamond Nuts investors at 1,000 units, which I've capped. So no single whale could own $5 million. We did that for a reason, because we want to democratize the portfolio structure. That's extremely important for that to be, Robin Hood, and to reward the audience at a fair and what I've always believed equitable level, because, we don't want to favor just one person. And we've had offers, as you've told the audience. We've had people that have wanted to come in with tens of millions of dollars, and we've had to turn it down, which might surprise a lot of people. But explain the tiers and what you get, because I don't think people realize that you actually get comped every single year, stays at any property of your choice worldwide, soon to be in Thailand, soon to be in Bali, soon to be in Tokyo, already in Maui and Park City. Come ski with us. You get all of that in addition to the core investment. So you are a true, real owner. So explain the tier system and just how that works, and the flexibility too, where you can pick a couple spots a year and know, hey, I don't got to stay at a hotel. I don't got to go deploy 30K in Maui this summer, which I'll never get back in return. Why give the Four Seasons your money is my point, when you can buy your own investment and then use it and get all the benefits of the gains, which we're in hyperinflation right now. Property values are exploding higher. And you can get some actual enjoyment and community out of the investment class.
Well, look, Christopher, if everybody's listening to what you're saying, and they should be, you've given them all the reasons to invest their money or a portion of their money in the Island Project. But, the tier system, we have 4 tier levels. It's really easy to understand. The tier levels are 150,000, 250,000, $500,000, and $1 million is our maximum tier level. But it's pretty simple. You go to one of those tier levels. You're number one, you're going to own a bigger piece of the rock, bigger piece of the portfolio. Number 2, you're going to get X amount of days, no charge at one of the properties in the portfolio every year. Okay, you can pick a property. You don't have to just go to one property every year, whatsoever available. And just an example, if you were going to hit that first tier level, that's 150K. You're going to get 3 no-charge days every year at one of the properties in the portfolio. That doesn't mean you can't stay longer. Okay, you can stay additional days, and then you kind of trip over to our 40% of the rack rate is what you pay for the additional days that you wanted to stay. And just to give you an idea too, you fly into the airport, you get the Island Project treatment, where you have the black car pick you up at the airport, take you to the property. When you come to the property to stay, we keep a beautiful vehicle on site for our investors. That's a no-charge item that you just get for being an investor in the Island Project. And if you moved up the tiers, at a $250,000 tier, well, you own a little bigger piece of the rock of the portfolio. You actually get 7 no-charge days per year at one of the properties in the portfolio. So
Yeah.
if you move to a tier level, Christopher, in a way, that's one of the ways that you're getting paid. That's a little bit of return on your investment, in addition to the operating income that we're going to pay out annually as well. So
yeah, that's a really good deal that people need to understand. So you get comp days annually, as long as you're an investor with us. So that doesn't end every single year. If you got 250 with us, you got comp days. Plus, as you mentioned, the rack rate. So if you want to stay longer with additional days based on your tiers, and this includes those that are our 30K members too, which we have a lot, you get a 40% rack rate, right? So a massive savings on what you would get if, say, you stayed at a hotel. So you're not going to pay, the actual rates of what somebody would if you're just flying into Maui for the week and staying at the Four Seasons or the Hilton or something like that. So it's like you said, a massive value center, but it's also a form of a dividend. Now, in addition to that, the big liquidity event, the huge upside, which again, a multi-billion-dollar opportunity, is the tokenization. So when you have 250 grand with islandproject.com, or 1,000 units or 100, get in today, or 30. That's providing access of the equivalent units to the tokenization. And people really need to understand this, how amazing that is, and how the upside is enormous. It's much like a stock IPO. It's a little different because it's in the crypto world, but it's much like IPOing. If you owned the IPO of Facebook and you're on the internal team with Mark Zuckerberg, or you were an employee, you have call options on stock. And when that stock hits the New York Stock Exchange, like our crypto is going to hit all the major crypto exchanges in a huge liquidity market, prices skyrocket, and those early bird member investors suddenly have access to equity that is enormous. And I want people to keep in mind, you can do anything with that equity in the future. You can sell it, you can let it ride, just like Apple computers. If you're a believer in Apple, you'll let it ride, baby. You take the company to 2 trillion, which is what I'm going to be doing with my personal investment with Island Project. But you've got that complete access, and that's in addition to the core investment. And this is a critical point people need to understand, how you win no matter what. Even if tokenization, didn't happen, you're a winner. You've got a multi-$100 million portfolio appreciating every single year, basically a legacy asset, just like all the wealthy families own diversified properties worldwide. But in addition to that, you have unlimited 1,000x upside, and I fully intend to 1,000x every single member investor. Can't guarantee it, obviously, see our terms and disclaimers, but that's our full intent. That will be dictated by market forces. We're going to leave that part up to God. But I want you to imagine, what will a cash flow producing asset that's been built, that is backed physically with no bank debt, by beachfront mansions and condos all around the world and ski lodges, what will the market price that at? And I'm betting that is going to be priced at billions of dollars when we launch.
Yeah, well, Chris, and we see the opportunity, and we've got data now to support the vision and what we see. But just keep in mind too that if somebody comes in, if we have this, why would somebody pay up for the Island Project? Why would they pay up for the tokenization? Well, number one, the first thing they're going to get is the Island Project Founders Round. They're going to have, if somebody came in and took out all of our original Founders Round investors via the tokenization, what are they buying? Well, number one, they're buying the Founders Round property portfolio, the goodwill, the business plan, the fractional ownership that we've created. But that's not why they're buying. They're buying it for the future value of Island Project 2, 3, 4, 5. They're buying it for the $1 billion opportunity. Okay, mm-hmm. At the very least, they're buying the Founders Round portfolio, but they're not paying up for that, just for that. They're paying up for the future, $1 billion addressable market for mm-hmm. the Island Project. And if it wasn't tokenization, a private investor would come in And, there's a good chance they're going to see that vision and they'd like to do the same. If it's not through tokenization, it could come through a private investor or group seeing what we see.
Yeah, I'm so glad you actually addressed that, because it's something that I even forget to mention at times. People don't realize that as a founder with no dilution, there's no dilution in the project. We only have 33,500 units of the $33.5 million portfolio. So it's a non-dilutable investment. You can't be diluted. You're getting the founder's rate pricing. But in addition to that, you bring up something that I don't know if we've mentioned enough on camera and to the audience, is that, you have private investors, and we see this in tech all the time. It's not going to be unheard of for a company to want to buy, say, 30% of Island Project at, X of our cash flows and X of our property values and 10X, their investment overnight. Even from a competitive standpoint, as you've got these major market makers coming into the marketplace, they'll pay billions of dollars just to take you out. Just because you've got a provable concept, all the intellectual property rights, you own the properties, everything's been constructed, team, membership, owners, all of that stuff, the framework for tokenization, even that intellectually, like intellectual property rights wise, is worth billions to the right people.
As long as we can concept and build out the founders round portfolio, and you've been doing a great job of building the brand, right, every single day through your media platform and the advertising that we do and everything else. But yeah, it wouldn't surprise me, somebody, based on the concept, based on how we can grow the concept, based on the brand you're building, somebody could pay $100 million just for the brand.
Easy, yeah, easily. Just the brand, just our platform, just Island Project, just for the brand, like not even the investment class itself. And there was a question in the audience I'll answer. Yes, all founders will be granted tokens at the founders rate, in addition to access, just like my father said, to more tokens at a discount, and or access, in addition to that, to any future development of the flagships. So that's a really big deal, is that our proof of concept model, which was really important to me. See, we built it that way because I know that value comes from actual hard assets and a proof of concept, not just talk, not just, hey, we've got a really good idea, but the actual physical portfolio value itself. And also just a quick shout out to Adam, who just wanted to know if this was actually live. Hey, Adam, how you doing? God bless you. And then Dad, so can you, as we're closing out the end of the year, and we'll wrap up here, I'd also like you to discuss, as there's very little time left, not just to onboard, but in addition to that, anybody rolling over retirement accounts right now or self-directed IRAs need to do that now. Okay, so we're gonna be right on top of Christmas before we blink, right? So in terms of getting connected with my father, calling and texting him, you're welcome, TL, at 808-442-2934. You need to do that now to make sure you can onboard. In addition to that, and I'll let you comment on that, Dad, on that process, in addition to any bookings, right, especially at our seasonal properties, like, for example, in Park City, the summers are gorgeous too, so please come out in the summers. But I love fly fishing. It might even be prettier in the summer, quite frankly. People argue it all the time. But ski season runs from like late December, sometimes early December, all the way through about sometimes April into spring skiing, depending on the snowfall. So if you're looking to book, you're a ski bunny, like my family is, then you need to get in now so you can make these reservations way ahead of time to make sure you're going to have the best chance of access. Dad, please explain the onboarding process of the rollovers and how it's such a great opportunity for our members to empower themselves with direct, self-directed ownership in real estate by removing their money from the banks, which I'm extremely bearish on, and pulling out of stocks, which are new record all-time highs, which I think are incredibly dangerous. I think people need to get out of the banks, which has been a big part of our thesis, and put it into a sure thing that they control privately that removes that risk, okay, that we've seen with Credit Suisse failing, which we've seen with Silvergate going bust, and I predicted these events that it would happen. And we're even seeing this with pensions. And I want people to understand how risky this is. There's way too much debt and leverage out there in the marketplace. That's going to be a problem in the future. And that's why we don't have any bank debt. How do they roll over their money?
Yeah. Okay. Well, a couple things I'm going to touch on them. Number one, though, before I get onto the IRAs, if it's non-IRA money, everybody that's listening, all of our investors know this, but there's only one way to make the investment with regular funds, and that's through our secure investor portal, Dealmaker. You access that from islandproject.com, our website, by clicking on Buy Now or Membership. But Christopher asked about IRA funds. Just so everybody knows, about 40, maybe up to 50% of the money that comes into the Island Project and is invested with us is IRA money. And if you want to come in with some IRA money, or you have a 401k that needs to be converted to an IRA, I want you to contact me directly at 808-442-2934. And we use, it's no pun intended, but our preferred IRA custodian is actually a company called Preferred Trust. They're very dialed into what we do, and if you want to come in with IRA money, I typically draft an email to them, and I include you on the email, and within 24 hours, they're going to get the process started.
Absolutely.
So,
well, thanks for sharing that. And again, the two actions and why it's so important to take action today, ladies and gentlemen, is get ahead of everything going mainstream, get ahead of mainstream adoption, right? We see Trump and everybody moving into the market, BlackRock moving into the market. Get ahead before year end, especially with those rollovers. And the only two ways, again, to fund and access the investment, there's only two ways, is at islandproject.com, fill out a 5-minute app, answer the questions to the best of your ability, speak with my father, text him or call at 808-442-2934. Leave a voicemail. He will return a call within 1 to 2 business days, typically same day. Another reason why you should just onboard at islandproject.com, secure the 30 or 100 units or 250 units right now. What else, Dad? Any other closing statements there? And again, I just want to say, thank you to you too. Like, I hope I say it enough, and to all of our members, God bless them, and God bless you, Dad, because the dedication and the workload that I've seen from my father as a part of our family unit and team is extraordinary. What you've done for our membership and for me as your son is incredible. I honor you, and I just want you to know how thankful we all are. My members tell me that all the time. And all the hard work is paying off, Papa John. I freaking love you, man.
I love you too, son. Look, as you know, it's a blessing for me to be a part of it. As we've spoken before, this is where you and I are meant to be, and all of our building the Island Project with all of the investors that have and the great people that have come in with us. So it's an honor to do it. We're going to make it great, and I just want everybody to know that we can see the vision, and the vision is becoming real. And God bless you all. I want to give one shout out too. I did have a great FaceTime call with Gabriel, who's back in Arkansas, and he's going to be. Him and his beautiful wife are going to be onboarding soon as well. So Gabriel, great call with you. Great FaceTime call with you this morning.
Yeah, that's amazing. Is that the couple? Would you share the testimonial? I don't know if that was the couple or not, but that they became Bitcoin millionaires as a result of the platform and my educational products in recent years.
But we're going to get you hooked up with I had a great call with Judy and Dave from deep down south in Texas. I believe it's McKinney, Texas. And they have just a wonderful story. They just onboarded with an investment through Dealmaker, but it's an incredible story of them following Christopher Greene many years ago. And Christopher was talking about making a pivot, talking about the future, and it's kind of a beautiful story. But based on listening to Christopher Greene, they became crypto multimillionaires, and it's changed their life, and they'd have to tell their story. But Dave has gone on to start his own YouTube channel, crypto related, and they made a move from Vancouver, Canada, all the way down to Texas, and just a wonderful couple. But
very cool.
Great story.
Yeah, I love those stories, man. It makes it worthwhile. You know, some days as you and I chat, you know, we're fighting the war on behalf of everybody, along with the membership, and leading by example. And then hearing all those success points, you know, really motivates me. And all glory to God. You know, it's why we're building, and we've built what we've done, and it's why we call it the digital Noah's Ark. And it's why we've, you know, frankly, I know God's blessed us, and it's why we've been successful, because we've helped a lot of people along the way. And that's really our primary mission statement, is to, you know, empower people, let people know that they're powerful, that you can take your freedom back, and that we're saving America, and we're building a better future and new technologies and opportunities. And I mean, isn't that the point of life and business and hope and living your dream? And I really believe it's the 1000X message that I'm a living example of living. And just like my father, I mean, if you want to be a part of a team of warriors, of people that never give up, that always innovate, that always fight, that are always throwing punches, that are always doing the right thing, that stand for something positive, good, with integrity, that's what islandproject.com is. You know, we're not perfect. We're just like, you know, anybody else out there. But the tenacity, and this is something I learned from you, Dad, is that action every single day is the most important thing. Asking for what you want in life, setting intention on your own success, never giving up, and being bold, and always seeking the win, which, you know, you taught me even in sports. You know, you always go to score, man. You always go to win. You always go and seek victory.
Yeah, well, son, you've never had a problem in that department.
Nor have you, Papa John. Anyways, man, I love you, dude. I'll let you go there. I know you probably got your phone ringing too. I love you, Dad.
All right, love you too. All right. Be good, everybody. Have a great weekend.
Yeah, God bless everybody. Have a wonderful weekend. Happy Friday to you. Let's get the likes up, man. Maddie, I see you there. My baller. Carl, too, onboarded. Just hit 75K. That text came in earlier. I've got probably like 100 texts to respond to. You know who you are. So if you haven't heard from me yet, if you haven't heard from the general, yeah, you will soon. If you haven't heard about our world-class tokenization at islandproject.com, if you haven't freaking heard from the general, baby, if you haven't freaking heard, you will tonight. Islandproject.com. Links below, baby. Long live Jesus Christ the King. Jesus Christ is the King. Get in now. Also, we got a whole new batch of like new merch coming out. Pretty dope, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, look, dude, look how clean this is, bro. Look how freaking clean this is. Like, tell me this isn't clean. Look at this, baby. Tell me this isn't freaking clean. Look how clean this is, dude. Look at this. Like, imagine walking around town going, yeah, man, I'm tokenizing, baby. I'm tokenizing. I'm a member of islandproject.com. We got all kinds of clean gear. This one's pretty dope, man. This one here. By the way, only our members and investors have the gear. We got coffee mugs. We got all the Jeeps. I'm looking at, I got Nacho Chip out there. We got 13 of them. He's my orange baddie. My orange baddie right over there. I got my lifted one. What does he got? Like a 5-inch lift or something. Maybe it's even 6. So I love you guys so much. What you must understand is this is record-breaking news. Now that Donald Trump is going all in, you must be taking aggressive action now. And here's why. Just like you heard that testimonial from those beautiful members, you got to be early. Okay, if you're waiting for mainstream adoption, you're not going to 1000X. And I'm telling you this right now, you won't be making any money. You'll be getting in late. Okay? You're not going to make the clean profits. You're not going to 1000X. You're not going to have access to our tokenization, our network. Okay, you're not going to have access to properties. You're going to get priced out of islandproject.com. This is, I guess, what I'm saying. You're going to get priced out because as soon as we tokenize, as soon as we've got this property portfolio and it's already live and operational, all the big boys start moving in. It's just like Bitcoin. If you buy in the founders event, you get rich, which is what this is. If you buy later, you're buying Apple stock at 2 trillion. The testimonial of the beautiful family that just onboarded with an investment island project who made millions of dollars as a result of my programs. Okay, they couldn't have done that unless they were early years ago. Same thing with this. So for those of you that think you missed the opportunity, you missed Bitcoin, you've missed crypto. Okay, now you're seeing it go mainstream. You're like, oh man, I should have listened to Christopher. I'm telling you, don't miss this. Don't miss onboarding the #1 sure thing investment right now. Don't miss it. Don't miss it. I don't want to hear a year from now, uh-oh, Chris was right again. I missed it. I could have been a millionaire. Because when we tokenize, folks, when we go live and operational, when we push all that liquidity into the open market, all my members are going to have access to their tokens and future development of the flagships, you're going to have missed the opportunity to get in here so you can profit up here. Anyways, it is an honor. Jesus Christ is King. You guys are all amazing. Links below, islandproject.com. Fill out your first 30 units minimum today. For the first person that onboards, 100 grand. That's 100 units at islandproject.com. You can fund right now. Be at a computer here in a couple minutes. First person, we got you taken care of for a week. All expenses paid. I'm going to do that today here in Kapalua, Booyah at our beachfront condo. And that'll include, access to my father, myself, and just a lot of fun. So, get ready to have a good time, for crying out loud, and on board, and make sure you're that person. And I just honor all of you guys out there. It's incredible what we've built, the energy, the activity, the positivity that we're seeing. And I'm very much looking forward to, as we see democratized finance opening up. Of course, the Island Project will be working with all other great forms of companies, technologies, and ideas, just like Trump's LibertyFi company going live next week, because we are the patriots, folks. We're the ones with actual solutions. We're the ones building Christians up. We are the coalition of freedom fighters. And along with you, we're changing the world and changing people's lives and empowering them during a very dangerous time and a massive disruption in the technological space. So I love you so much. Links up here, islandproject.com, fund immediately, get in. We accept ACH, wire transfer, crypto, bank-to-bank transfer, credit, and debit card. And or with any questions, contact my father at 808-442-2934. Go throw some chairs in your own pool. Okay, if you've got a pool, throw some chairs. It feels good. Okay, there's a visceral feeling you get with that energy and putting out your emotion, your intention, your business, your life, your relationships, God first, faith forward, and understand you have power through the King Jesus. You have power through Christ. Your biggest strength is God. Okay, so when it feels like the world's against you, I'm telling you it's not. Jesus is fighting on your behalf, man. He's a warrior for your success. So know that truth, know that love, know that salvation. And if there's anything I've done in the last several decades, I hope it's bring you to God. And even if that was the only thing I ever did was save you in the name and the blood of Jesus Christ, I've done my job. All glory to the King, and I only will ever kneel for Jesus Christ. We will never comply, ladies and gentlemen. We have built the Rolex and the Lamborghini and Ferrari for real estate tokenized here in Maui, and we're doing it along with all of you, Papa John, my father, and thousands of members all over the world. Major announcement on Thailand Booyah and Bali Booyah coming. Links below. Jesus is Lord. And I love you all. Have a beautiful Friday and weekend. And I'll be going through callbacks later through islandproject.com and welcoming aboard all of the new members. God bless.